Hey folks, so if you've seen my video on my comparison between the Zoom music video camera and the Sony HDR MV1, this is the video that's going to go into a little more detail on the Sony camera. So without further ado, let's dive in. This is the model itself. As you can see, it's relatively small, kind of fits in the palm of your hand. You can easily stuff it in a pocket. Sony makes a really nice carrying case for it. Fits right in there like a glove. Highly recommend that if you go with this camera. There are a couple really nice features about this. One is this built-in display, really high quality. It's a lot bigger than the Zooms as well, so I feel like it's better tracking with what is actually happening in the camera. Two, it has a really cool Wi-Fi connectivity feature with your phone, so you can actually control it remotely if you're on the same network that this camera essentially creates for your phone to connect to. So let's go ahead and power this guy on. You'll see a power on there. Really nice graphics. As you can see, it's got a nice kind of OLED looking response for the left and right audio. You'll see those two XY mics on the front. I'll give you a closer look there. Let's just go ahead and take this. I don't know if you can see that. It is a Carl Zeiss Tesser. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's a nice lens. I know that these are generally found on higher end, DSLR cameras, so that's definitely a plus as well. So let's dive into it. In the back here, you have all your connections. You have an output for like headphones. You have a mic input. And you have a mini HDMI as well as the mini USB, so both connective options, either to a TV or to download data onto your computer, etc., so on and so forth. If you open up the back here, that is where the battery is stored. Batteries are pretty cheap for replacement, or you can buy a couple of them. You can also charge the camera while you are recording video. And that's one feature that I know a lot of people really want on the cameras that they're using. So let's explore this menu really quickly. As you can see, right now we're on the film part. You can choose just to record audio with the mics. That's a different button that I'll show you in a second. So we can toggle through, and I'm gonna do this so I can see it too. We can go to the menu. You have different recording modes. You can choose camera or audio. You can change the image quality and size. Different setup. You can actually edit on here as well. Playback function, obviously, you can play what you've recorded. So let's go back to the main menu here. Whoop, this is our playback function. So go back to the main menu here. If you scroll down, you can change your input level. So that's nice. The Wi-Fi option, again, I'll show you how to do that. That's super cool. So go ahead and select that feature. This is going to go ahead and create this network. So all you have to do is once you download the PlayMobile app, I'll show you right here. We're going to connect. So pull your phone up, get into your the Wi-Fi portion of your phone. In the settings, go ahead and select the direct to HDR MV1. You can get out of that, access your PlayMemories app, and you'll see that now on my phone I'm seeing whatever the camera's seeing. So that's super nice for a couple different reasons. Well, mainly just one reason. You can control this remotely. So if you're in an audience, say at some classical recital performance, you can be sitting 5 rows back, 10 rows back, 20 rows back, and be remotely, controlling this. Let me get you a better picture there. Here, how about this? That's better. So you can also flip between audio and movie if that's a feature that you'd like. So if there's something you want audio of, or the next piece on the program you want video and audio, you can flip through this in real time. So we can just get out of that. Start stop button right here. My only complaint with this camera is really the tactile feel to these buttons. You don't get much of a response. It kind of just feels like a cheap spring-loaded type thing. I don't even know, a diving board like kind of feel to it. It doesn't feel that sturdy, and that said, I haven't had any issues with these buttons, and I don't foresee them ever crapping out on me. So I really wouldn't take any stars off for that design feature. The other kind of annoying thing is that the screen is on the side. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. I know that they're trying to just cut down on the bulk of the unit. So you know, given the bulk of the zoom versus this, I would much rather take this built-in screen, you know, and do away with the odd chrome protection on the front of the zoom to get a nice sleek model that fits in my hand that I can shove in my back pocket when I'm, you know, walking around or whatever. So the other thing that people generally have issues with, a lot of people say that this button tactily doesn't feel right, or if your fingers are big, you can't quite manipulate it well. I would say that I can see where they're coming from, but I think it's an issue that is blown out of proportion in a lot of the reviews I've read. I think it tracks very well with subtle finger movements. And that's the thing, is the movement of this toggle switch is very subtle. It also has a depress feature, so if I push this in, that's the selection. So if you're moving this joystick to the left or right and accidentally press the button, it's going to select something. So you just have to know going into it that it's a subtle button and treat it as such. Other than that, you've seen my review of the two cameras. I highly recommend this camera. It feels very sturdy. You know, you can kind of shake it around and nothing feels like it's wonky or out of place or could be super fragile. So, you know, that said, definitely if you're going to purchase it, get the nice Sony case that I showed you earlier. You know, this guy fits in really nicely, just like that. And it's still, you know, my hand is almost bigger than it. So it's very compact. I highly recommend it. If you have any more questions or comments about this unit, write me below. Be sure to subscribe for more material. And I have Finale tutorials, Logic tutorials, and definitely will have more technology tutorials. Be sure to check out my original composition work and scoring work as well. Have a great one, YouTubers.